my second speaker here is none other than Subhasis Da. We always used to call him as a brother because I still remember when I was in CTF, that was the first name of cardio task force in Tripla as a cardiology division. And he was in marketing, and he was the man who is behind the entire revamp of the division. Like, he since the branding, and then branding of Vitalis, and then the launch of many great brands like Ditor. And we always enjoyed his insight, marketing insights. And apart from that, he was also very crucial in digitalization way back in 2014, 13, 14, where Cipla introduced laptops in the market, because that was the time only people used to carry the paper, the visual aids. So Cipla was the one which was one of the Indian companies which introduced laptops at the time. There were a lot of challenges, and he was very successful in making that transformation. And apart from that, he also had been into, he was a BU head in Panacea Biotech, a flagship division of Glycid. And currently he's the MD and the founder of Vitabolik, cardio metabolic disorder division. And he has been a role model to many of the young marketing and sales teams. Welcome, Subhasis. Can you please, share your thoughts on the topic today?
Thanks, IC, for such a nice introduction. Am I audible first?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're audible.
Okay. Fine. First of all, thanks to Life Pharma Coalition for inviting me. This is a very nice initiative. I think I've been told that the audience are people from the sales and marketing people from the pharma industry, as well as a lot of MBA and biotech students who are looking for pursuing a career in the pharma industry. So I think to cut short, welcome all the audience, and my respect to my first mentor in pharma industry, Mr. Arun Kumar, and Dr. Hari Natarajan, with whom I have shared a long relationship in the sales and marketing. Let me connect from where Arun sir has left, is that the fear factor that is happening for the last 6 months, and nobody is aware when this fear is going to go off. Currently, I was reading a very interesting article where they're talking about a CLDF syndrome. What is a CLDF syndrome? It is the COVID lockdown fatigue syndrome. The COVID lockdown fatigue syndrome people are suffering from. People are frustrated, and they are now, I can see people going on the roads like how they used to go 6 months back, as if nothing has happened. Please remember, COVID is still there. COVID is still there. So we have to be on our guards. We have to have pay respect to the new normals, like wearing a mask, carrying a sanitizer, maintaining social distance. Yet we have to fulfill our job responsibilities, because पेट का सवाल है. Ultimately, we have to work to earn our salaries, and we have to run our families. We have our social commitments. We have our family responsibility. तो हम घर पे नहीं बैठ सकते इतने दिन से. Already 6 महीने घर पे बैठा हुआ है. From this fear, let me connect to another fear which is currently happening in the pharma industry. There's a lot of fear in the sales team, in the marketing team, about losing job. Please let me re-emphasize, as an entrepreneur of a company, every company values a good employee, an efficient employee, a productive employee. So people who are efficient, people who are productive, people who contributes daily to the company, I would rather say any company would be a fool to retrench such type of an employee, because such employees are an asset to an organization. I always believe it's the employees who run the company. We give them a direction, but they are the executionists. They are the people who actually drive the revenues of the company, right? So please remember, if you are productive, if you are efficient, if you are capable to handle sales and revenues under these new challenges of COVID, then your job is secured. Nobody is going to touch you, because there are two fears which are going hand by hand. The fear कि मेरे को COVID ना हो जाए, the fear मेरा नौकरी ना चला जाए. This is a big challenge today. In fact, it's not a question of pharma industry, it's a question of every industry today. कि मेरे को COVID ना हो जाए, yet मेरे को नौकरी ना खो जाए, right? So so how do we save? How do we come out of this fear of not losing? The thing is, every day, talk to yourself, revise your basics, connect with your customers by either physically or digitally, so that you continue to generate revenues. Because remember, pharma industry, as per data which will be shared by Hari, Dr. Hari, even during the COVID period, pharma industry is the only industry which has grown. And specifically within the pharma industry, segments like cardio, diabetes, even nutraceuticals. Nutraceutical is something which has really come up in terms of the Ayurvedic preparations, the herbal preparations, the immunity boosters, and also there are a lot of scope for the pharma industry. And because हमेशा एक चीज हम हमेशा ध्यान रखते हैं कि ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि till the time there is mankind, there would be some or the other sort of a disease, so there would be need of medicines. And that is why we play an important pillar in building the society, in keeping the society healthy. We carry a big responsibility in our hand. So that's how we need to go about. Coming to from the startup point of view, as well as from the head office point of view, I think the biggest challenge today is a well synchronized and planned way of working. Gone are the days where HO says, I have done something, you have to now execute. Sales says, it has not come on time. No, everything has to be the sales, the marketing, the planning department, the procurement department, the R&D department, everybody has to work hand in hand, because that's the biggest challenge today in COVID. Because माल बन गया, but कम से कम 15 से 20 दिन लग जाएगा. So ultimately, what sales would say that, sir, the product was not available. No. We cannot go like that. The sales, the marketing, the head office team, the planning team has to at least have a 45 days prior planning, so that there is no shortages of products in the market. Because remember, ultimately, we may be losing the sales, but we carry the responsibility of saving lives of patients. So that we cannot afford medicines to be not available in the market. Here, the sales team, the marketing team, and the planning and R&D team has to play a very synchronized role, so that there is a proper planning of medicines that are continuously being supplied. I'll tell you a very common example. When remdesivir or favipiravir, I don't want to take any, because the planning and the requirement, actual demand in the market, there was a huge gap. There was a huge gap in the planning and the actual requirement. So this is a classic example. We need to plan well in advance. The next, which I would talk about, is, which Arun sir has said, that coming out of the traditional work mode, carrying the bag, going to the doctor's clinic, greeting him, demanding prescriptions, it is a big challenge today. Because my personal experience last month, when I have personally gone to Delhi and worked in the field, I have seen that almost 50% of the regular doctors are not practicing, or they, even if they are practicing, medical reps are not allowed, because they are, there is a common belief that is there in the market that medical reps or pharma company people are going from hospital to hospital, from clinic to clinic. So they are a potential carrier of this COVID virus. So as a precautionary measures, doctors are not meeting. So how do we connect with our customers? because we have to generate the sales. We have to maintain the revenues. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for the pharma industry to survive if we break this connect with our customers. So here comes the role of digitalization, which ICI was mentioning. That was way back, not in 2013 IC, it was in 2007, 2008, when we launched the laptop project in Cipla. So digitalization, actually speaking, today is, I think this is the right term is Phygital working. Phygital means physical with digital, right? Wherever there is a chance of physical, yes, connect with the customer with through physical. Wherever there is a chance of a digital, connect the customer with digital. So the time has come for all of us to become phygital. And in this phygital, the marketing team plays a very crucial role. Because they have to handheld the sales team. Because remember, sales guys only knows कि मेरे को धंधा लाना है, मेरे को target करना है. They are not aware of the high-tech mode of the digital platform. So the marketing team has to handheld the sales team in this respect, in teaching them, in guiding them, how they can connect. And another thing in this digital medium is we have to come out of another challenge that is lying in the digital within 6 months, which has come, is a digital fatigue syndrome, that is DFS, because a lot of webinars are happening, lot of WhatsApp messages. I have seen many doctors today are requesting, please don't bombard us with product reminders. There are doctors who have formed groups of pharma where I have been a part, and they are saying the doctor is requesting that please har subah apna brand reminder mat bhejo. So that's a challenge again. That's again a challenge, because then अगर हम फिजिकली नहीं मीट कर पा रहे, अगर डॉक्टर व्हाट्सएप भेजने के लिए मना कर रहे, तो हम कनेक्ट कैसे करें? Remember why doctors are suffering from digital fatigue syndrome is because we are bombarding them with things which are of interest to us but not interest to them. We have to understand कि डॉक्टर्स का इंटरेस्ट कहां पे है. अगर सिंपल सी बात है, हम डॉक्टर्स को आज के डेट में जो चल रहे हैं, ये सुशांत वाला रिपोर्ट भेजते हैं, he is not interested. Similarly, we have to understand his profile, what is his interest. So customer profiling is very important. यहीं पे जो हम लोग 2007 जब हम लोग डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म लॉन्च किए थे सिप्ला में, at that time we were talking about this customer profiling. We need to understand what is the taste of the customer, what is the interest of the customer, and accordingly design a digital package for him so that he finds it useful. Then he is not going to suffer from a fatigue syndrome. Please remember, two people are not same. So similarly, how can two doctors be same? Just because they are doctors, they cannot be same. Everybody has their own mutual interest. So rather than bombarding them with your brand reminders, if I know a doctor is interested in cars, if I know a so-and-so doctors is interested in music, if I know so-and-so doctors are interested in XYZ, so let me send him some article, interesting articles via WhatsApp. They will definitely accept. And they would immediately connect with you. Don't forget, don't feel that कि doctors को पता नहीं होगा कि मेरा बड़ा करके मेरा brand होने से ही doctors को, yes, so maybe 5%, 10%, but remember, doctors are very intelligent. That remember, if you are continuous and consistent with such type of digital packages, they immediately start connecting. अच्छा ये company मेरे को मेरा interest का finance है, तो मेरे finance वाला चीज भेज रहा है. ये company अच्छा ये इसको पता है कि मेरा car, they connect immediately. They start connecting. Rather than just sending brand reminders through WhatsApp, what will happen? He will select delete. जैसे एक जमाना में होता था, we used to keep lots of LBLs in doctor's table. Ultimately, all of us know the lifespan of those LBLs were only 10 to 15 seconds. The moment you leave out, it goes down the drain. Until and unless it's a research paper, it's a new trial report. See, connect with that. What made the doctor retain our LBL was something very interesting, which is of his use, rather than just a brand reminder card. So similarly, digital package has to be designed in that way. That's the challenge of the marketing, to understand that I cannot just send a XYZ message to our team and send, okay. There would be some general messages like Happy Durga Puja, Happy Dashera and all those things, that's accepted, but not regularly. Then he will definitely suffer from digital fatigue syndrome. So that's a big challenge for all of us. The major focus now should be proper planning and working together of head office and field, shifting our focus from physical to phygital, and a way of working which makes the digital platform interesting for the customer, individualization of digital content so that he finds interest. And as a startup company also, remember, whether it's a startup company or it's an established company, always remember every employee is important to an organization, provided the employee is also productive, the employee is also efficient, and the employee is also committed towards organizational goals. So that's how we need to work towards. That's how the challenge today, how we can develop such an environment without, because remember today we cannot go and meet. क्या होता था पहले? Okay, we call for a team meeting in Delhi. The HO team takes a flight, goes to Delhi, deliver a talk, do motivation and all those things. Sorry, gone are those days. Because even flights, you have to be very careful. Even traveling intercity, you have to be careful. There are so many cities where today you have to go for a 7 days quarantine. So just for a 1 day meeting, you cannot afford to go for a 7 days quarantine. So how sitting at HO, the marketing team or the HO team plays the role, that same role which he used to play, and handheld the team from a transformation from a physical promotion to a phygital promotion, and making the environment interesting for our end customer, that is the doctors. I think I'll pause here, and we can discuss the same after hearing from Dr. Hari. Over to
Thank
the
you. Thank you very much, Subhasita. Really, you have given a good spectrum. Actually, you have touched each aspect of the spectrum in today's scenario, and lot of appreciation coming for you in the Facebook. So before I go to recognition and third speaker, let me give a brief take home what I we were able to capture about from your insight. Just like Arun sir has told about fear of field work, you have given two component of the fear: fear of COVID-19 and fear of losing a job. Both the components are prevailing. Very rightly you told, this is the two fears people are having currently. And one very good term you have given, CLDF, that is COVID long down fatigue syndrome, right? That is what is prevailing not only in pharma. Everyone who is going to the field, who is going to the market, that is having suffering from this syndrome. We have to find out some regimen for this syndrome. And you have suggested, recommended how to come out of this fear. Revise your basic, very very important. If you want to come out of the basics, we have to revise our basics, and then we have to find out, explore opportunities to connect with the doctor, sometimes physical, sometimes digital, both the ways. So don't think only digital is possible. As Arun sir told, digital, there is a nascent stage. Digital is in a nascent stage. So don't ignore the physical. Wherever possible, connect with the customer through physical. Wherever possible, use the digital medium to connect. But connect is very, very important. Then you told that there is a very big need of collaboration. Collaboration across functions is the need of the hour. Supply chain, production, marketing, sales, finance, everyone have to collaborate, and planning and strategizing is very, very important. You gave another very good term, DFS, digital fatigue syndrome. So doctors, pharma executives, marketers, everyone throughout the day, they are sitting in front of the laptop and doing webinar, review meeting, everything. So most of them are fed up of this digital also, right? Although it is the only way connection is possible, but what to do? There is a limit to that also. And then you have given a take-home message that focus, collaborative approach, planning, phygital, and that is all. Digital connect is the need of the hour. Once again, thank you very much, Subhasita. A really good insight you have given. Lot of appreciation. I will not go to appreciation, but few people who have appreciated. That is, Shalini Setti has said that digital is a new term you have coined, and it is really very relevant. And Deepak Loyalka is remembering your attorney session you used to take. So thank you very much, Deepak sir and Shalini, for recognition. And I will go to IC Verma sir for the next speaker. Thank you very much.